Hi everyone, I'm reading about Kristen Galvan, young girl who um, was living in Texas and disappeared, just completely disappeared. I think she was 17 years old. Mom found on her phone different people that they didn't even know and are wondering, of course, where she is. The story gets really weird because the police actually found a picture of Kristen and brought it to her mother and asked her if that was her. And her mother said yes, she was able to identify her. And it turns out that Kristen had been on escort sites. So they really think she was groomed and taken away. In fact, her mother went online and found a picture of her own daughter on one of these escort sites. And that was in Georgia. So Mom actually went to Georgia, wandering around, trying to find her daughter. I mean, could you imagine? That's like every parent's nightmare that something like that could happen. And God bless her mother for out there trying to find her. So we're going to read about her today. She was groomed away from the home. It sounds like, according to her phone, and is now being escorted. Being prostituted out, trafficked. She really, the FBI thinks she is a case of human trafficking. So we're going to ask about Kristen's current situation. So let me just go ahead and see what we get here. Kristen's current situation. It's this card for sure. I'm not sure if it's the front. Yeah, it is. It's both of these cards. All right, so that is the Eight of Pentacles. Unfortunately, usually this is a very positive card. This is working to make money, right? And that, unfortunately for her, we know what kind of work she's doing to make money. So it looks like she is still in the sex trade, being used in that sense. We've got the Wheel of Fortune too. Wheel of Fortune is things changing kind of quickly sometimes in the Wheel of Fortune. It's like your fate was going one way and now your fate has changed. So I'm looking at this as a positive. I'm hoping that that her fate will change in the sense that she will be coming home. Her direction will be leading home. I really, really hope. We're going to do the rest of the reading though. We're just started. So that's her current situation. I like the Wheel of Fortune because that's often a very positive change. So let's all just hope for that. Let's ask about her current mental state. Current mental state. Who knows what the situation is, if she's on drugs, if if she's scared, we don't know what's going on with that. And I think a lot of girls get into that situation and they think, they've been so beaten down, they just think nobody's going to love them and they can't go home. And I just hope she doesn't feel that way. That's the Knight of Wands. Unfortunately, with this Knight of Wands, I'm taking this as a sexual kind of card. The Wands can be sexual cards, and things are going fast for her in that direction. A lot of activity, things going very quick there. Um, as a mental state, I think she just wants things to be kind of over with, uh, to be done fast, to just get things done quick is kind of what I'm seeing with that. And I do see the travel in the wand, so again, I feel like she wants to travel home, that things may be going in that direction for her, which is really nice. That was her current mental state. We're going to ask about her emotional state. So her mental state is kind of just like trying to get things over with quickly. Let's see where she is emotionally. All right, let's see where she is emotionally. Emotional state for Kristen Galvan. All right, that's the Hanged Man. And that's actually interesting because I don't usually read reversals, and this hanged man is actually reversed. It's a hanged man standing up. So the hanged man is this waiting, kind of stuck, and you can't move. The hanged man reversed now, his waiting period has ended. He can start moving, and his waiting period has been reversed. So no longer tied up, no longer kind of somebody's captor. I think this is really looking good for her release and her getting out of that situation. I like this reading. For once, I actually like the reading I'm doing. Let's talk about her current location, because usually the people that I read for, unfortunately, end up dead, which is not the way I want it to end, but it ends up that way too often. Current location. Let's read about that. Kristen. Current location of Kristen. Kristen Galvan. All right, this is hard, locations. It really is, because these cards can only say so much. You know, it takes a lot of discernment at this point to try to figure out where this location is. It's this card right here. All right, so that's the Ace of Cups. I think there's a big bridge there, and for some reason I'm thinking San Francisco Bay. Big bridges in San Francisco. I don't know why that's coming to me with this card, but that was the first thing that came to me. Big bridge. I see trucks going over it. Very, very big bridge. Yeah. I think she was in Georgia before, is what Mom said. I don't know if she's been moved. I guess that's a possibility. If not, then maybe some big bridges, waterways in Georgia. Definitely by water, for sure. Okay, let's ask for more details of that location, because we've got, okay, she's in by a big bridge. Let's ask for details of that location. I'd really love to get a name somehow from these cards, but it's really difficult to do that. Details of the location. Details of the location. It's this one here. That is a friendship card, the Six of Cups. I do think she's with someone else. Often these girls are, that they are kept with someone. I'm seeing the X on this card for some reason jumping out at me. I'm just going to look at it for a little bit more and see what else comes out to me. I feel like she's under lock and key. I know that sounds weird, but I'm seeing this like a keyhole for some reason, and so did this one. When I looked at them, that's what came to me. I think she's being kept. You see this person sort of like with a staff walking around back here, sort of guarding the location. I think and then we have cups again, which are water. I think she's kept in some sort of, probably a hotel, unfortunately. With a friend, though. There are other people there. She does have a friend, so at least there's that. And she's guarded, very much so. And the X means something. I don't know why, but I'm getting San Francisco again. So that keeps coming. San Francisco Bay. That keeps coming to me. Okay. Let's ask for more specific details of this location. Kind of seeing a wheel with like spokes, but it's kind of like a wheel that would be on an old carriage, you know, like horse and buggy carriage. I'm seeing something like that. Where that fits in, I have no idea. More details of this location. Okay, we got it right here in the very, very front. More specific details of this location. Okay, so again, we have the water theme here. We had the water, the Ace of Cups, the Six of Cups. Cups stand for water. And now we've got this Five of Swords, but with the the water in the background. And you could see sort of land over on the side back here. Specific details. It makes me wonder if there's like an area where people, this might sound weird, but like fence or do that sort of like recreational stuff where that's by the water. I get what this card is saying. It's, you know, it's one person holding power over the other two. Um, the two are her and her friend that she's with, and this person is their captor, basically. Um, and it could just be keeping them by the bay, but I was hoping for more specific details. And so I'm trying to work in the swords and how that works in, if that is a specific detail of this area. I did have that X, and that X keeps kind of calling out to me. This one, I'm going to have to work on that. I'm not 100% sure what this card is telling me as a specific detail. Okay. I'll work on that one. Next one is how can she be found? Oh, yeah, it might be like a guarded community type thing with this. That might, again, I just feel like she's under this guard, like, you know, like somebody much more powerful than her has weapons. How can she be found? Let's move on to that. Kristen Galvan. How can she be found? What would be the key to finding her? More cards than I wanted, but they would not come out. How can she be found? All right. Well, that's the King of Wands. I think you have to find him. The King of Wands is unfortunately, the sexual king, the one that's, you know, would be like, I don't know what they call them today. In my day, they called them like the pimp. He's the one you have to find. So, and he can be found, is what I'm seeing. Again, I think they're in a hot, kind of dry climate with the animals that I'm seeing on here. They may have moved away from this Georgia. They may have moved away from Georgia, but I think this guy can be found. I do. I think he can be found. Huh. Yeah. He thinks he's quite the pimp guy or something. Okay. I'm going to ask about the person who has her to get more information about him. Looks like he's the angle to go at rather than looking for her, which is weird, but yes, that's the angle I'm getting. And maybe that's not weird at all. Maybe that's a good strategy. Tell me more about him, the person who has Kristen Galvan currently. Tell me about him. Okay, we're up here. The person who has Kristen Galvan. Tell me about him. All right, I think we have two cards here, so let's go with the first one. All right. You know, these are similar. I'm getting a lot of the similar cards that I did with the other girl that I read about the other day who went missing. I'm trying to remember her name. Wasn't Mia. Mia was found deceased. It was Haley Thomas. She disappeared from Mississippi. Very similar situation. I did get this card with her too. So he's got her. He's holding her close. She's his moneymaker, unfortunately. So he's kind of a greedy person. He's in a big city. This was the same as Haley. So Kristen is in a similar situation. A big city, holding his money close. He may have four girls, actually. That may be. He thinks he's the king. He thinks he's powerful here. I'd say he's 30s, maybe. It's really impossible to tell, but just a guess. Um, yeah, I think he's a little elaborate too. You see how this guy um has like looks like a fur around him. He's got his king hat on. I think he dresses like this part of being um quite the quite the important guy with a lot of money. And then we have as a second card of the person who has her is this strength, and this person, holding people's mouths shut. In this sense, he's holding people who are stronger than him's mouth shut. So that tells you that he has a lot of connections, this person. I think he dresses a bit flamboyantly and has quite a few connections with those stronger than him, which is not always the best situation when you're trying to find someone. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to just ask for anything else we need to know. Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of the Haley situation. Um, Kristen Galvan. Anything else we need to know about Kristen Galvan? Kristen Galvan. Kristen Galvan. Anything else we need to know? Well, that's the star. She's very important to him. Uh, Unfortunately, it's like she is his star, I do believe, of this situation. But I also think she's going to come out of this. The star is a real positive card of kind of shining bright, being free. You see, she's naked, being vulnerable, and being, I do think somehow this girl's going to be either let go or be discovered. Um, for whatever reason, it's coming to me like she's got herself half in that water, and we saw that water situation over here. But I see her with her part of her on land too. Like I think she's kind of planning her escape there, or someone's going to help her escape. I just think she's gonna come out of this okay. Not okay, meaning she doesn't need therapy or what have you. She will. Um, but I think she's gonna be found, this one, which is a real nice reading to have because, and I think it's not gonna be too far. I see her fate changing over here in the Wheel of Fortune. It says for advice. She'll be changed a lot. Her personality will have changed. She'll need a lot of when I was young, I had a girlfriend who went into prostitution. Same kind of thing. Really, it was sex trafficking. Older gentleman, I think he was in his 60s, kind of wooed her away, and she unfortunately had gotten into drugs. And he was prostituting her. And I think she was 17, maybe 18 years old at the time, probably still 17, because her mother literally paid someone to kidnap her. And they did. They kidnapped her off the streets and took her. Her mother worked at a hospital, and her mother had connections, and she arranged for her daughter to be hospitalized, detoxed, and to get her daughter home. So she had those arrangements where she was able to do that. But it's going to be, I think, with Kristen, a situation similar to that, where there's going to be have to be a huge intervention to get her back into the way she was thinking before. Because I keep seeing her like wanting to go out the door, like that had become part, unfortunately, like a norm for her because that's what she was, that lifestyle, not just, having sex with people. I don't mean that. And a lot of people, what I mean is um, the the nightlife, the busy, there's fun with it. There's and not there's meaning I'm free, I'm a grown up, I'm all those things, even though she's not. That was the like of the illusion that this was sold to her, and that she's doing things now in this new life that she would have never done in her old life. Never, ever, ever. So getting away from those things, which very well may be drugs too, that's going to be a real challenge of the detox type situation that goes on with this. Detoxing just like maybe from drugs, but also like her mental and emotional, like sort of dependency on this other state that she has become, this other person that she's become. It's like she has to reinvent herself now. All right, advice. Let's get back to advice. I do think this one's gonna be found, which is very nice because if you watch my readings, unfortunately, most of my people end up dead. Okay, advice. I see her turning away and taking her power back, though. Turning right, we've got the water situation, right? We've got the cups here, the 8 of Cups. I do think this girl's going to get out of this. Probably at night. Might not be real soon, but I do think that's going to happen. And then the Knight of Pentacles, he's our patient knight, right? He advances slowly, and just like I was saying, I don't think this is going to happen overnight. But I do think the girl is in the right, going in the right direction, and that I think she's gonna be okay. I think she's going to. I think they're gonna find her and get her, and it's just saying, be patient. Just be patient. The Hangman is turned around. She's not stuck anymore. I see her taking her power back and being able to move forward. She's got her own armor on and is able to get out of that situation, however that is. I don't know how she does it, or maybe she's discovered, but it kind of almost looks more like somehow she gets out of that situation. We'll see. Okay, finally, I have a reading that does not look horrible. I don't see the person dead here. I see actually her being a star and being able to perhaps rise above this situation and still shine. So that makes me happy. So I say hang in there. Be patient. It looks like this is going to get better for this girl, which makes me happy. All right, see ya.